Morning, everybody. Welcome back to Calmlands. This will be, what is this? Episode 4 in the parallel series. Well, we're November, right? So what did we start? August, September, October, November. Yeah, it's episode 4 of the series here, where myself and what currently is 3 other YouTube channels are all embarking on a similar, but what turns out to be quite different adventure here with certain parameters that are all in the description of the video. I'm just going to be I've been busting my butt trying to get some trees ready to sell. I think I did mention that in the last episode, that I would do my best to stay up all night, cut down a bunch of trees, and then wait to sell them until you all got back here. So that's what I've done. I've got a ton of logs sitting over at the sell point. So anyways, actually I'll show you. So I did get up to a few things last night. I did replace the spreader, or the dropper, I guess we've coined it, and picked up a proper spreader. Had to sell a little bit of silage in order to be able to afford it, but I got that field limed. So the dropper, I don't know if you remember me making a comment about wondering if we were getting robbed. It seemed like we were using way too much lime in the fields that we did. Like, I think I went through bags of it. Well, I went through like next to nothing. I maybe used 400 or 500 liters in that whole entire field, using a different spreader. So I think we definitely were having some issues with the dropper. You just simply using too much material. So I wish I'd never met it, to be honest with you. Are all 4 wheels spinning? Yeah, this is a 4-wheel drive tractor, right? Anyways, I discovered this last night, that I could effectively back up the hills, connect the winch to the trees, and then drag them down without any fear of trying to turn around or something that might cause us to crash. It's a little dicey, especially when the logs start taking on a sort of mind of their own, but not too bad. When that weight swings around, it kind of gets you a little bit sometimes. But yeah, it was a night filled with all kinds of issues. I destroyed some crop, as you can see right there. I will, if you remind me later, I'll show you what trailer to never buy, ever, because it quickly started wreaking havoc for me. It went crazy and then dragged itself through that field. I was so mad. Yeah, so it's easy to point fingers at a mod, but likely it was just clashing with something else that I have. The plan is to sell what is on, what's already there at the sell point, at our sell everything sell point, and then head into town with the logging trailer that I picked up overnight, that I already have a load on, and take it to town to sell it, and at the same time get this tractor serviced. It died on me twice anyways while I was farming overnight, while I was doing the logging, and I don't want it to die on us again. So, and when I checked, like, we got 10 hours on this tractor already. You can imagine that. This is the 4th episode and there's 10 hours on this tractor, but it's already it doesn't show right now because I'm in because I've got the winch highlighted up there in the top left, but if I highlight the tractor here in a second, you can see our health bar is getting low. Just get those dragged in line there. If I can get all 3 of those in line, I should be able to just drag them all to the sell point. All right, and in full disclosure as well, this is the second time I've tried to record this episode. I got about an hour and a half into recording earlier, and the game crashed, and of course I didn't have I hadn't saved at all. So I've saved a bunch of times so far this now, but yeah, I hadn't saved at all, so I lost everything. I had the recordings of it. In frustration, I deleted the recordings, but I basically had done all this once, so we're doing it again. Uh-oh. Bad plan. I just don't want to drag them through the crops. I don't know whether trees dragging through the crops No, it doesn't look like it's causing any crop destruction. But I don't really want to drag them through the sunflowers. So at time of recording, I have seen the first episode from Crustu. Obviously, he posted his right before I posted my first episode. Then today's, so that was yesterday in real life, and today, no, that was 2 days ago. So tomorrow, which will be Tuesday here, I'll post my episode 2, and he'll be posting his episode 2. I saw Gaming Joy, Josh Gaming Joy, posted his in a premiere today, and man, it was actually really cool to see. So and we've yet to see Rusty Money Gaming post his. So I'm recording my 4th episode, and so far I've only seen the first episode of 2 of the guys, 2 of the other 3. But yeah, it was really cool to see the way Gaming Joy, the Gaming Joy channel, Josh went about it, and then also how you compare that to how Crustu's gone about it, and then myself. Just the sort of advanced gameplay features that are being utilized in the various playthroughs are quite different. Actually, in Rusty Money Gaming, he's a console player, so he'll be the one console player out of the 4 of us, actually. So some of the stuff that we're using necessarily he won't necessarily be able to use. So it's going to be interesting when all is said and done to see sort of how everything shakes out for everybody. All right, we can try to throw these logs on top of that pile. I've just been stacking logs, watching Gaming Joy. So he's somewhat proficient when it comes to modding. I'm assuming programming, things like that. Maybe because he's talking about coding and that. So yeah, he had. I'm envious. I end up with using the Batwing basically all the time. He's got his own version of the Batwing, which is black, which I thought was really cool. He'll be using things that I've never used, so it'll be interesting to watch and maybe determine whether or not those are things that I'd like to add to my own gameplay, like auto drive and stuff like that. All right, so I'm optimistic when we go to sell this that we're gonna receive a fair chunk of change, but I have no clue what wood is worth, and like, so for example, we're selling it here at the sell everything sell point that I put in. I don't know if the sawmill would have been a better place to sell this. So I may be, costing myself 10 grand by selling everything here, but I also have no way of knowing that because it doesn't list the price of wood. It might be the only thing that it doesn't tell you the price of. Seems silly because the way people play maps like this are typically the very first thing they do is try to go and sell a bunch of trees. Like calm lands, all is calm until the government starts withholding information. I feel like I gotta hit the sell button right now before this becomes too unmanageable, because there's likely going to be some parts of this pile that don't sell, right? Because they're outside of the trigger. Just jump down in here. Let's see. $31,785. Okay. I don't know what I was expecting, but that seems pretty decent, no? 31,000. So in this episode, I would like to buy field 23 because I want to get that mowed up. I'd like to get the grass into the fermenter, and then I'd like to basically figure out what field or whatever we're going to do with that, and then I want to build a farm. So we're going to obviously need income. So I'm going to want to do probably one large grass field for sure, because that, plant once and then it will forever grow is quite desirable, and we can make silage from it. I should double check, is silage, or if I make like alfalfa silage or something, is that worth more, and is it even a thing? I think I really got thrown off by essentially going for about 2 hours and then having everything crash and realizing that I wasn't actually saved at all. Oop, I missed this belt trigger. Another $6,700 there. So that field number 23 is $145,000, I believe. We'll check in a second here, but So we're gonna have to drum up a bunch of money because we started the day here with like $8,000 or $9,000. Okay, we're almost at 50 grand. All right, let's grab the trailer. Well, we'll check the silage too, but we'll grab this trailer and then we'll take this to town. Okay, we are sitting on basically 135,000 liters of silage. Silage down there. So what I say, it's 135,000 liters. $97,000 if we took all of it to town. It could be like almost 10 loads. Then that'd be like the entire episode. But maybe that's not such a great idea. But let's get down there anyways, and we'll see what we get for this, and we'll find one of the mechanics down there to take a look at our tractor, because I mean we've only had it for months and it's already taking a beating. All right, this tractor is handling this drive like a champ. What do we get down to, about 17 kilometers an hour just there coming up that hill? Like, this is not the fullest load we could bring here, but you figure our tractor's in need of service, and I'm trying to be very careful not to dump everything. Yeah, it's doing pretty good. Some signs there. I guess somebody will send me the bill. Okay, we can take this over to the sell point, and then basically we've got to unload it onto the ground because the trigger is too low for a trailer, I think. We'll give it a shot, but that's what I understand to be factual. We'll test it. Yep. Rumors are true. Trees are unloading themselves. Oh yeah, but once unloaded, I'm just gonna run them over. I thought I could just keep backing up and then we build up a bit of a stockpile, but not the case. Because what I'd like to see is roughly what one load of logs is worth. The only thing that would make this little trailer better is if it had a tipper on it. It was like a logging trailer that just tipped off to the side. Well, look at this. Pro level here, and then we just drop it all there. All right, let's get the trailer out of the way and we'll pick up those couple logs. We'll get this sold. We'll get the tractor serviced, and then we'll figure out what we're doing today. I really want, I mean, what we really need to do is get another piece of property, and then that will kind of round us out here. While we have a canola and a sunflower field planted, how much are we actually going to get at harvest time? You know, and then whatever we earn there, is that enough to carry us over for, you know, months while we wait to we wait to make more money. So we kind of need to make as much money as we possibly can, and we can only do that with additional land. Okay, I'm just rambling here. What do we got here for money? 10 grand. So I don't know that's. I have no way of comparing, let's be honest. I have no clue what the price is for wood. I think we'll just continue to sell wood down at the sell everything container. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing serviced. What does it cost? Oh, $1,100. That's not bad. Oh, we've already done almost $5,000 in paint damage. It's gonna be, by the time it'll be like, to paint this thing, it'll be like 10 grand. All right, so we have $58,000, and we said what? There's about $90,000 worth of silage down there. Did we say that? And that would give us enough money to get that field, and then we could basically wait. Let's look in the store here. All right, there's nothing we can use in the store, unfortunately, but here is, yeah, there's that field. So if we could purchase this. We get a seeder. Likely we make like one field and then one field. We got to find a flat spot so we could save room for a farm. But I mean, one of these sides like this could be all grass. Basically, we could just do a huge grass field, and then we'll always have that to mow. We'll be able to mow it a few times per year, and I mean, we pulled what 100 and some odd thousand liters off of this. So if we created a field here and we actually fertilized it and did all the right stuff, we could pull a serious amount of grass off that. And if we could do that a few times a year, then we'd always have that income on top of whatever crops we have. But yeah, okay. Well, I gotta get the logging trailer back. I don't want to leave that up here. And then I definitely need to buy a seeder. Hopefully, by the time we get the logging trailer back, there's something for sale. And then we'll have to do the math to see whether we're selling our silage up here or at our sell everything container. Probably just a coincidence, but both times my game has crashed, because it did crash early on and then it's crashed in this episode, or at least when I was attempting to record this episode. The bridge that goes over the river up here, both times that's where it crashed, and I'm wondering if it almost I don't have the footage, but I'm wondering if it happened in the exact same spot or if there was some commonality to what I was doing. Maybe I got this thing up to 88 miles an hour just as the lightning struck the bell tower. It didn't actually crash. I just didn't follow the tractor through to the other dimension. Anyways, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, well, we're just about to drive through our future property here. Yeah, there's quite a bit of like relatively flat land. And remember, we have the water over here somewhere. Hey, wait. Like the water's dried up. So it's like the water comes out when it rains, I guess. Which makes sense, but I just didn't know if that was a thing on this map. This thing drives me crazy. I'm like, oh, maybe if I can get the tractor as far away, it won't, the collision won't pull me back in. Okay, the current price for silage, $7.25. It's on its way down. These prices are on their way up. I wonder if... I wonder if we went and bought the seeder and planted that field, would we see the price go up? 732, 725. Well, so right now, what's the difference? 90. It's like $35. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's $3,500 on 100,000 liters. All right, we're perusing the seeder aisle here at the local equipment store, and I'm kind of drawn to this only because it's different than what we would normally use. Kind of always use the same thing, which I'll show you in a second. But at 150 horsepower, we're just at the max of our horsepower rating. Yeah, and it only holds seed only, and then you start jumping up quite a bit in price. Then you can go all the way back here, and for a low price of $6,000, you can get this thing. All right, there it is. I know this looks familiar because it's what always gets used. So what I figured we're going to do is we're going to go plant that field, and then we're going to double check the silage prices again when we're done to see if they've moved at all. So right now we're like $690, $725 is kind of what we're looking at, right? So let's see what it is later. All right, I got a feeling we're going to come back there a couple times for that. All right, I've opted to put oats in the field here. I don't know how long they take to grow, but in the grand scheme of things, they definitely seem like they pay the best. Just want to make sure everything made sense there. Let's go double check, as we often do, or always do, actually. There we go. Oats. Oats only has 4 growth stages. Does that mean that they grow faster? Or do the growth stages just take longer? I wonder how that works. I wonder how fast we're going to go through our seed and our fertilizer. Okay, kicking up some dust, cruising. This will be the third planted field, which would be awesome. My hope is that if we can get that other field, get it mowed and start fermenting the grass, by the time we roll into harvest season, we'll have some money to be able to actually take everything out of the ground. So I don't really know what else to do with crops right now, other than just sort of rotate through some variety, because I'm not necessarily looking at farm productions yet. But maybe we should start looking at them. I might look at maybe by the time the stuff starts to come out of the ground, maybe we have to look at things like being what is like a bakery where you can make flour. Or the flour mill, I guess. We may want to look at a couple things like that, because I think you can take your I think you can even take oats, for example, I believe, and turn them into flour and increase their value. We'll have to do a little bit of research on that. So I don't want to just keep doing like cash crops. I'd like to do something with them. Also, I'd like to get another tractor, so in situations like this, we can have a worker going, and then I can go use the other tractor or use this tractor, vice versa, or whatever, and be attacking the forest. But anyways, it's all good right now. We're good right now. Got to kind of watch with this. I ran out of seeds, but it doesn't necessarily say anything. You have to notice it. I would have just kept on fertilizing. Looking at the map down at the bottom, it's not showing me if I'm it's showing me what I'm fertilizing, but it's not showing me what I'm planting. So that could have been bad. I got my little stockpile of seeds and fertilizer over here. So the fertilizer is actually not going down that quickly. The seeds are, though. Maybe that's just what I'm planting. Like maybe oats just use seeds faster. I guess that means we get horses, oats. I wonder if that's something we should try on this map. I mean, I've been able to try like easy economy and seasonal growth, or non-seasonal growth or whatever. I've never ever worked with horses in Farming Simulator. I wonder if that's something. What do? You buy them young and then raise them? Is that how it works? And then you got to ride them and stuff. And so it looks like by the time we finish this, it should be 1 o'clock in the afternoon here on in November, that we've so far accomplished. We managed to sell some wood and plant this field. I don't know. We didn't really do much else, did we? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to being able to get this other piece of the field bought so we can put in, we can add some buildings. One of the things I'd like to add would be, more seeds. I mean, we've got 340 liters left. That should get us to the end. But yeah, I'd like to get some way to wash this tractor. The windows are getting a little bit cloudy. All right, and pretty much with just this last little bit, we've got another field planted. Some oats. Well, I like this field. Not a big fan of that cutout there, but anyways, it does the trick. Kind of gives you an idea there how wide field 23 is, because basically it's the width of this existing field and then all the way across. There's that, like, you can see there's this low spot all the way across here, and where the wet area was on both sides is somewhat connected by a low area, which is why I think when it comes time to putting in buildings and stuff, I think the buildings are going to be closer to the road, not down in that depression. Okay, good job, tractor. So let's check something here. We want to know how much silage we have. Exactly 150,000. It's now later in the afternoon, so let's see what the pricing is like. Even worse. We have 150,000 liters at $710. 710 times 150. That gives us 106,000. We have $46,000 right now, so and we need like 148, I think is what it was. So we're gonna run a few laps here and get ourselves the money we need to buy that field. Let's close the day out with a bang, and then we can get that mowed. Because perhaps what I do is we get this bought, and then oh crap. we got company there in the shed. I'm just trying to miss it. I'm gonna move that logging trailer. We're in a big mess now. Yeah, but I guess what I was trying to say is at least if we own it, then maybe what I do is I gotta get it mowed off camera, like between episodes, and then we'll be able to have some fun in the next episode trying to figure out what we're doing there. I wonder why I'm getting these environmental penalties. Essentially everything's been, from what I understand, fertilized, and I've put down lime. How do I turn that penalty into a bonus? I thought I just had to prepare the fields properly. Apparently it wants me to do more. All right, now we can run circles here. Gotta make, don't want to hit the tent. Definitely don't want to hit the tent. I can't wait to get out of that tent. It'd be nice to have a home to sleep in. But despite the fact that we're on easy economy, I mean, we're still faced with some difficult decisions here, trying to put things in the right order so we don't run out of money. I mean, easy is definitely referring to the price of things that we're getting when we sell it. There we go. We'll beat the camera and sneak in here. The cool thing, the next large batch of silage here, so we buy field 23, we mow that, and we put that into the fermenting silo. That money doesn't have to go towards buying another piece of property right away. That money can go towards like infrastructure and equipment, really. You know, let's say we get a couple $100,000 worth of silage off that field, although we gotta watch because the price of silage is gonna tank at some point here as we pass, what is it, January maybe, as we go into like February. I think the price of silage to sell goes way down, so we may want to pull our cash out before then. Yeah, we'll get to spend our money on something else. After field 23, I think I mentioned I thought we'd probably be okay there as far as expansion, and we may very well likely be there, or we might, you know, look at field 25. Yeah, field 25, field 21 on our way over to the river. Does field 21 connect to the road? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we're going to be on this potentially for a couple in-game years, so that may be a natural expansion. The hard part, like, because I'm not using anything like horseplay or auto drive or any of the assistance features, I'm essentially doing the farming other than, you know, using things like work, like traditional use of workers, or perhaps follow me. I'm still running all of the I'm doing all the farming, so the more property I have and the more I have to do, literally the more I have to do. But there's no like you know, side games or anything. It's not like I can take the day off and go fishing. Although maybe on what's the map, Hofbergman, I guess you can go fishing there, right? Anybody have you played that map? Is there? I don't know if there's a console version. Is there? It's a pretty crazy map in the productions that it has. I have a couple of videos uploaded from playing on that map, but it's somewhat a victim of my early intentions, because I had full intentions of sort of playing a series on there, but then came at a tougher time in regards to my overall time available, and my sort of whole workflow was a little bit crazy, so it did sort of fall victim to a lack of time. What was the target? $145,000, I think. So that would make what, one more load? Yeah, I think we're gonna need one more load. Oh, really cutting it close. We're down to the last 19,000 liters. So this is a 17,000 liter trailer. So it should leave 2,000 liters of silage in there. Yep. And another 26,000. So 28,000. So almost 2 loads left in there. But get ready, because there's going to be a lot of grass in there once we're done mowing this new field. The free grass effect. It's like, buy the property, get some free grass. All right, I'm just going to drop this trailer in here. Yeah, because when we start pulling the silage that we ferment off of this is what's going to help us buy the equipment to take the crop off of those. We'll end up, probably the first thing we'll have to buy will be a harvester and the 2 different headers. $142,000. We're left with about 12 grand. So let's run a lap. I'm a little bit confused as to what this episode is going to be, because I mean, I started off by going almost 2 hours and then having the game crash and losing everything, having to start again. I've had to stop a couple of times for various reasons and then come back to it. It's been a little disjointed, to say the least, on my end. I mean, whether or not on your end it came out that way, maybe it did. I have no idea. But yeah. Anyways, it's a little bit jumbled, I think. Okay, so let's get all the grass we can in this mow. Not saying that. Not saying that you guys will be here for the entire thing, but let's just do a lap here and we'll see what we're dealing with. All right, this will be good. Probably tighten up the edges here. I'll probably get all the grass once before we're done here. But I just want to get one kind of a rough lap here, just to get a rough outline. Trying to follow that mini map. All right, I think we got a good line on that. Yeah. The far corner over there goes almost to the river. Never really have a good idea of how far things are until you get to see it like cleared. Oh yeah, this goes way over here. Check that out. We have got some property, folks. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that's a long chunk of land there. And then I'm assuming we're right up to the road, it looks like. Yeah, so let's definitely, the silage we take off in more or less in the next episode. Let's make sure we get our harvester. That's important, obviously, because if it's time to harvest the crops and we don't have anything to harvest it with, we could be kind of the laughing stock of the neighborhood. But then let's look at some buildings, because this is the time, I think, or at least we'll have an idea of what we want and for budgeting, and then we'll know what we have to work towards. Yeah, that's a good chunk of land. That one field on that side is comparable, if not bigger, to what we have on the end there where our oats are. Look how nice and flat it is. That corner there, we definitely want to pick a flat spot for the farm. I'm guessing it's going to be this corner here. All right, we'll have these couple buildings that are already here, which is fine. Sheesh. Now, let me just get turned up here so we can see the full extent of what we've done. All right. You really get a sense of what we've got ahead of us there. Yeah, so I think just beyond the road where the corner of the road is there, that would be a good place to build out the farm. And we've got a couple buildings obviously in already that are going to be close to it. So, you know, with our house and maybe another shed. We need a couple silos. I got to decide what type of silo, unless we're just selling direct. I mean, we may end up just selling our crops direct, but if we can hold on to them, then we're going to want to put them in a silo. Maybe we won't put the silos in right away, but at least we'll have we'll leave the space for it. I'd like to kind of go with perhaps some of the silos where you need the auger to put the crops in, rather than a one that you just dump at the bottom. Seems a little more realistic to me anyways. I don't get to use them enough. Like Valley Springs right now, the silo's built into one of our barns on... Let's see, do I have a silo yet on Hinterland? I do not. Actually, no, because on Hinterland, where you're watching this anyways, I haven't even harvested anything. so no, I don't have a silo. On other playthroughs, like just for fun, I've used the bin silos, or I don't even know what you call them, but those I like those bins where you got to put move the auger around. Let's see, I'm gonna get this mowed and then we'll be chatting again before the end of this episode. What I don't know is whether or not I'm going to flip this footage into a time lapse or whether we're just going to jump to the end, because honestly I have no clue. I'm kind of at a bit of a loss. I sort of jumbled all over the place in this as far as what I've been recording or how. And like I think I started this, I don't even know. I know when I started this hours and hours ago here, but I've had to stop and I was interrupted so many times that honestly, yeah, the flow's a little off for me. So we'll, depending on the amount of time that this episode has been so far, yeah, you'll either see this or you'll see the finished result. It's about 12 minutes after 5 right now, and it's getting pretty dark. So with seasons off, do we still have the weather, I guess? Like, yeah, I guess so, because I have snow. I mean, it wouldn't have given me the option to put snow on if we still didn't have winter, right? I don't know many places where it's 22 degrees Celsius. Like right now it's getting dark and it's 22 degrees Celsius and it's well, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's November, so I don't know. You can see the trees changing color, but it's warm out. A little confused. I'm really confused as to how the winter is going to happen on this map, because I was looking at the forecast, and of course the long range forecast shows January and February both calling for snow. So what happens if our crops are ready to harvest at that point? Will we be shoveling them off first? I don't know how that works. I got the entire thing mowed up, as you likely saw. I have this half basically put into rows. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, as soon as I'm done this, which will be right now, I will drop this, grab the forge wagon, right? Forge wagon. And then, oh, what the heck? Who parked those there? Well, actually, it wasn't me. It was the store delivery. Or else I destroyed those bags. I might as well put this over here. Yeah, so I'm going to put everything into the silo of that first section over there, and then we'll see how much grass we get off that side, and then I'll do the same with this side over here. I'm going to be leaving you here in a second, but I just wanted to point something out as we get around the other side over there. So let's grab the forage wagon. I'm starting to catch a bit of a vision as to what our farm could be. It's getting kind of dark, but let's hear me out for a second. Okay, so we got to pop this up, I believe. Pop this up, turn this on, drop that, start collecting. Yeehaw! Okay, so all the way in the far corner diagonal from here is a great flat area. So I kind of envisioned a farm that maybe has 2 access roads from this. I mean, we have the road over here, so if we had one long driveway that went into the farm, like from here, and then we had another access road that went closer to over where the bridge was. Wait, I'm getting down there in a sec here. Jeez, we could be full before we even get there. Yeah, so for example, if this was a driveway and we were cruising down here back down towards the river, I guess I'm thinking if we take this bottom corner here and build out a bit of an area where we could put a large barn, and you know, this could be where our silos and everything go. It's so nice and flat here. And then as we get a little bit further on, we could build a nice house right on the side. So it would require us purchasing field 22 here, but we could build a very nice home here on the river, which would be kind of cool. And all of a sudden now I'm talking about more property, of course. God. But that's how it works, right? You say you're done and then you're not. But anyways, yeah, so big flat area through here I think would be a great spot for like a nice central farm, and then all the fields obviously stretching off into the distance back there. So the other driveway could come in this way over to the road. Yeah, super flat all along here. So we could put it anywhere along here, and then have all the fields in the background over there. So that doesn't mean that we have to move our sheds over there, although at some point maybe we'll want to dismantle them and rebuild and rebuild you know, where the new farm is with bigger sheds, because obviously we can't fit a harvester into these sheds over here. But oh yeah, look, just dump this in here. Yeah, so that as it's funny, you really only start to, once you get an idea first of where everything is when you like mow out your potential area, and then you get a chance to actually drive around it for a while, looking at the you know, the elevation and you know, just how the land works, then you really start to get a clearer picture for what you could potentially do. So yeah, definitely worth cruising around. I've got a good idea now. I think now this is gonna be funny because watching another episode I'll have a completely different idea, but that's just how it works in this game, right? Your best laid plans change 10 times before you actually move ahead. But there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, so it seems like every evening you guys leave me, I'm working well into the night to get something done here. So my plan is to have all of the grass picked up by the time you return in the month of December, at which point here, let's I'll take a quick break here for a second. There's the forecast. January, February, look, we go from 20s to 7, 6. February warm 11. So with that, yes, I'm going to get all the grass picked up before the next episode, so we'll have a really good idea of what we're dealing with as usual, right? And we'll come up with some fantastic plans for what we can do. I just leave with one last thought. Having typically really only played with hard economy, I at the minimum would usually play 2 days per month. And really no money. I mean, I'm on Valley Springs right now, and I started with $1.5 million, but I also owe 1.4 million of that, and I'm paying $10,000 a month in interest in loan payment. So I mean, that's not exactly an advantage, but this having some money here and having the easy economy and stuff sort of screwed my brain up, because I'm so used to, you know, okay, so take it easy, you know, every time you sell something it's not really worth much, and you know, so the money's gonna come slowly. Well, here my mind kind of just went, it goes a little bit nuttier as I'm looking at you know, big potential everywhere I look, and then I go and sell something and it's worth 6 times more than what it usually is, or whatever, 5 times more than what it usually is. Yeah, it's just funny. It's a different mindset for sure when you're playing on this like this. The other thing that is catching me is I keep picturing, it's kind of like I don't know, it's kind of funny. It's like I have the potential to make all kinds of money, but then I don't have the opportunity to spend it. So all that equipment that I've always wanted to drive, like I've never had a quad track in a series, or you know, like that kind of stuff. Like, ooh man, it'd be nice having a big 800 horsepower tractor and whatever. I can't do that in this. So it's like I have this opportunity. It's like, yeah, you can go make all kinds of money, but you can't spend it on anything because the power will fall outside of the parameters of the challenge. So it is funny in that sense, and I got to keep reminding myself that all is not as available as maybe what it seems. Same with those harvesters, right? Like I really like the Kloss. I don't remember who came out with it, but is it Kloss where they have the American? Yeah, it is the American and the European colors. I like those yellow and black American Kloss harvesters, but I haven't really, other than maybe goofing around with my kids every once in a while, I haven't really been able to play with them in any kind of a sense of how like I might make content from it. So and you know what, I'm not going to get to in this because it doesn't fit into the horsepower parameters, so which is fine. It's the challenge, but it's definitely funny. I got to keep reminding myself that every time I look at silage at $700 for 1,000 liters and feel like I'm going to be rich, and then remember that it doesn't matter how much money I have. I can only use so much of it. Anyways, with dirty windshield and pitch black almost, I will bid you farewell, and we'll see you in the next episode when we wake up in the month of December, and we'll see what that brings us. But yeah, anyways, I'll be curious to see how this edit comes out because I really lost track, and those interruptions really screwed me up, to be honest with you. So, not to mention the crashing of the game and everything. So it's been an adventure, I'll tell you that much. But otherwise, thanks so much for watching. Go check out the other 3 channels that are doing this challenge at the same time. And thanks again. I'll see you soon. Bye now.